Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Level Up Academy Community Wednesdays. And usually it's Wednesday, but today's Tuesday. This is a special show. It's an extra show that I normally do not do. And the reason I'm doing it today, it's because I have a special someone that needs or who needs our help as a community. So let's go ahead and start our groove on and enjoy. Let's go.
Welcome everybody to Level Up Academy podcast. We have 40,000 YouTube subscribers with 100,000 views for the month of January. Thank you. We are globally ranked top 10% podcasters out of 3 million because of you. Thank you so much. We are in 90 nations and countries now, actually, not just 80. And we are also in an amazing radio show as well in 30 different other countries. We are in 25 distribution channels, and our E360 TV is going to double up soon on Sunday. That means more opportunities for big organizations and companies and founders to be on TV. We are the world for us, by us. Our vision is to be the Netflix of education, while our mission is to level up the world through education. Help us. To keep my sanity, I meet A-listers in Hollywood and amazing people from Stan Lee to Greg Nicotero to Ken Foree, and of course the RoboCop and Alien are my favorite movies throughout my life. 3 times international best-selling co-author, and I am publishing with 24 different co-authors currently with Beyond Boundaries. TV analytics, why do you want to be with Level Up? Look at 54 to 64 is what we're capturing, and even 3 to 18 years old. We are having 2,000 watch hours in our TV show. The platform that is mostly popular is on the web and, of course, Roku channel and Amazon, along with iPhone users. YouTube subscribers, our biggest one is 35 to 44, and 45 to 54 years old is our biggest demographics. And let's take a look at female and male. 26.3% female and more men on YouTube watching us. Ask yourself, who has the most disposable income in your niche of organization? This is the TV. I'm capturing more women on TV than men. So I have both men and women demographics. This is the YouTube channel. 73% men, 26% female. Look at our impression. Over 250,000 just for 28 days. So let's collaborate. Let's go ahead and go take our courses. Let's do book publishing, graphic design, mentorship, and we are your publicity hub. Welcome to Level Up Academy, guys. And in our Level Up Circle TV, you will be in Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple, Google Play, and much more. 1,000 thanks to everybody. Are you a curious student, eager to learn new skills and make your mark in the world? Or are you a professional seeking to advance your career and unlock your full potential? You need to be equipped with effective soft skills like communication, problem solving, teamwork, and more. The Level Up Academy by Doc Leland bridges the gap between education and employment through transferable skills training. Get the soft skills you need to be more effective at work.
So amazing. Anyhow, I am a StreamYard insider, guys. That means I get to know what's happening with StreamYard first before the rest of the public. I am surrounded with amazing people in StreamYard. Also, I am an affiliate for Dub. If you guys don't know what Dub is, realtors and coaches and doctors use them because they have a really strong CTA, call to action, when it comes to sales. I use it for my courses. Anyhow, you're not seeing me because I want to show off my amazing crew. Look at that. My thrivers, I call them. All of these people have amazing stories. We are coming out in our book March 14th. And it's going to be free for you guys for the next 48 hours after that. We want to inspire the world so you too can transform your lives. Each and every one of us are actually still going through our lives today, but we are sharing a part of us, a journey that we have managed to somehow not just survive, but thrive during our adversity. Jacqueline, right here on the top right, she's wearing a red dress. In technicality, in all scientific sense, she died. Then she went into a coma after she lived for 21 days. And today she is thriving. She is inspiring. She is mentoring people, right? How to live your best life. That is probably the word that you actually words that you hear all the time, the best life. But for real, someone died and woke up. Lori in the top bottom right here, she's an educator. But guess what? She is a wife of a veteran for 37 years, okay? And he's still working in the military. She is sharing how a spouse, a veteran spouse, is going through all of these support on their own when their man is, you know, sent somewhere else. How do you survive and then thrive with your kids, with your grandkids? But her story is a love story about serendipity. It's so amazing. I'm having a goosebumps right now, right? And we have so many amazing stories that I cannot wait to share with you. And then, of course, my top two over there is Mike Eschervetter and Susanna Dawn. And they are amazing, amazing. Susanna has a storytelling class today, and I'm going to show it to you in a minute. It is free. We have a little mini master class. You can come in. You get a certificate of attendance. And then, of course, Mike, the CEO and founder of what? Hounds of Business Community and Level Up Circle, right? We are here to support our community. That today, Jason is our community. I want to highlight him and all of his efforts and what he is doing for you and I. So speaking of Susanna Dawn, this is happening today, storytelling strategy for your business, right? And if you want to sign up, go ahead and go to Susanna's page or my page. You'll see a little QR code that you can sign up today. The class starts right after this show, and I will see you. And then next week, I will be teaching the class, a mini course, but that one is brand awareness. I'm going to teach you tips and tricks. I'm even going to give you a PDF on how you can set up your StreamYard and YouTube and streamline the process. We all are busy, guys. I mean, busy, okay? So I want to make sure that everything I do is streamlined. I'm going to teach you the tips and tricks to brand awareness and streamlining your process next Tuesday. And that is a free class. So hopefully you can come in. I will post that as well. But I want to highlight one of my university that I work for. I work for multiple universities. And look at this. I get an award for an outstanding educator from SMHU. I am proud. I've been with them almost 11 years. I've been everywhere with SNHU and I love them, right? They have 170,000 students. They are the biggest nonprofit education out there. I think they even have high school students as well that they're trying to help. They're also everywhere. I used to do managing for the African realm students and Afghanistan students for their education. And I love them, right? Because they are so amazing. And look who got the certificate of achievement this month. I love SMHU. So welcome, guys. Look, they even give me, because they know I don't hydrate myself. So I'm hydrating today, okay? And then they give me a little note as we celebrate from our president, Paul LeBlanc. So anyhow, welcome guys. I am so glad that you're here today. And I actually love this conversation. So our topic for today, in case you are wanting to know what it is what support do you need from a community? And don't say, I don't need anything. I work for a corporation. We're not talking about sometimes financial, we're talking mental, right? We're talking anything else. And if anything else, when you're living your best life out there, imagine if you could help at least one person, just one, not asking 100, a million, or 1,000, just one. Imagine if you can put a smile on someone's face. And my guest today has a huge heart. And that's why I agreed to do this special show just for him this month, because I believe in his cause, I believe in his mission, and I believe in his heart. When we say heart-centered, doesn't mean we don't need money. We need money. We need your help, right? Because it takes money to do stuff in this world, right? The more money we make, the more people we can help. That is what we're trying to do. Organizations have to change, not for profit, just for profit without people, because you cannot make profit without your people. Okay, so we're for people, by the people, for the people. So are you guys ready for Jason? Let me see. Jason, give me a thumbs up if you're ready. He is ready. Welcome.
Thank you so much. That was fantastic to watch all the things that you're involved with, your award that you just got. And I'm glad you're hydrating. That's fantastic. Yes, good for you. And it's great to see the Hounds and other people in the mix there. Thank you, Dr. New, who is on our advisory board, for being here as well. Big shout out. But thank you for doing this. This is incredible of you. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming. Jeffrey, thank you so much for your support. You are the first person that comes in here. So I appreciate you. We appreciate you so much. Jason, my community, we belong to Hounds of Business community, but we have so many people in there. We want to get to know who you are, right? What you do and how you got here. So let's start with this question. Think back 20 years ago and find within your timeline some of the significant changes in your life that got you here where you are today.
Well, 20 years ago. All right. So I will say this, 33 years ago, I actually worked my way out of being a drug addict. I have been clean for 33 years this year and actually was homeless. Got to a place where I had housing and I was able to start asking for help and not be ashamed of myself. But really in the last 20 years, it's been about working through your addictions move. They move with you. So you might beat it in this way and then it shows up in a different way because you have an addictive personality and it shows its head in different forms. So taking that addiction and taking that personality over the last 20 years and really honing it into what I do now and being able to use it in a positive way, that's probably the greatest achievement that I've been able to do personally is forward thinking and how to use that energy and my neurodiversity and other things that were challenges before. And now I use them as superpowers to do what I want to do.
I'm so glad you said that. Neurodivergent people, we're misunderstood a lot. We're misunderstood a lot, right? It's funny, one of my girlfriends said, I'm saving money. And I'm like, oh, what are we buying? She's like, I'm buying your ADHD. And I'm like, girl, don't even kid around. She's like, no, I am. I need to be productive like you. I'm going to buy ADHD. I said, it comes with so much pain. It's not funny. It takes years and wisdom. It takes me almost 50 years to figure out what I want and how I'm using that to my advantage. But like you said, some of us have neurodivergent, have different ways that it shows up in our life, right? Some of us have addictive personalities. Some of us have depression constantly for no reason, anxiety that comes in. Also forgetfulness. Sometimes people lose their job because they forget things, right? Or they can't be on time, or they don't remember things, or we tend to write things down. And there's so many things that I could talk about being neurodivergent for myself. That is hard, and I didn't even realize that, and didn't even know until I got diagnosed in October of last year. And it makes a whole lot of sense when people say that. So my heart goes out to people who are like us, and I want to help women, especially because adult ADHD women do not get diagnosed until they're an adult. And some of them get into so much trouble, like homelessness, drugs, sex, addiction, right? And they don't know why. And their family and their friends are just saying, like, you know what, you're just a loser because you can't keep the crap together.
Yeah.
Right.
When we as a society don't understand, we naturally go to judging. And if we could take the judgment out of it and start looking at the human beings and figuring out a plan and a means to allow them to use their voice, and for us to listen and to hear and to be responsive in a positive way, then we'll create a lot of change.
Yeah, and the judgment is real. The judgment is real. And thank you for sharing that part of your life. I know a student who was a drug addict, and for years. And one day she said she was trying to inject herself, and her sister came on. She goes, "Wait a minute, this might be your last day today, and you're going to probably be gone. What do you want me to tell your daughter?"
Wow.
"What is the memory you want me to tell your daughter?" And she said, "Dr. Leland, that right there stopped me, and I started crying. What am I doing with my life?"
Yeah.
And she stopped. So when she was in my class, she was taking an IT course that I was teaching, and she was doing it with a master's program, and she just got a house, and she just got a job. And I said, "Girl, I'm with you." And she was struggling trying to figure it out. And I said, sometimes when people think, "Oh, go to IT because you make a lot of money," but it's not for you and it's not within you, don't do that to yourself.
Yeah.
You're chasing dreams that's not going to come to fruition because you're dealing with something already in your external life and internal life that you're trying to struggle to thrive. And then your other external forces are telling you should do this to make more money. Like, just make money the way you want to make money, right? And speaking of making money, I want to know, what are you doing today to help our community? What kind of support do you need from our community?
Well, our biggest program is a thing called Transformation Kitchen, which is a production kitchen and a training ground for underserved communities. And we want to open that in October of this year. So what that does is it helps with food insecurity, because we're going to be feeding after school programs. We're going to be feeding shelters. We're going to be working to try to house unhoused people. We're also going to be taking people that typically do not have the resources or the ability to find jobs in a traditional fashion because they're coming from reentry programs or they're coming from shelters, et cetera, where they're just disregarded. And we're giving them power skills, life lessons, and culinary skills to start with, as well as well-being checks to make sure that they are mentally and physically ready to empower themselves in a living wage job. And the living wage jobs come from us as a kitchen, as we grow, or with culinary partners that agree to pay a living wage to the participants, the graduating participants. And so that's really where we're coming from. Our programs, all 6 of our programs, are designed to give back, to empower people, to educate people on the power of putting people first and empowering people through their situation to move and thrive. So I absolutely love that you said, hey, and I know a lot of our hounds do the same thing. Susanna Dawn talks about moving outside of boxes, and Kevin Moreau about being a misfit, and Dr. New about, embracing yourself and your purpose. But it's important to find what it is you love to do and work towards that, because you'll be able to thrive. So that's what we want for our participants that are going through this program.
That's amazing. But I want to take back a little bit on
Okay.
how did you start this idea? Like, why did you start it in the first place?
Well, two things actually. One, because there's a need in my community where I live in Newburgh, New York, which is part of Hudson Valley. And secondly, because I was part of this program in a smaller way for two other nonprofits in my culinary career. And I got to see firsthand the impact it had on human beings, on their families, on their communities. And I felt like this is a great way for us to put all the other programs and all the advocacy that we do with our nonprofit and put it into physical action with this kitchen. So we came up with the idea last year, and then we just put the pedal to the metal this year that we're going to make this happen. We're going to get this open. I was talking to one of our congressmen earlier today, and ways that we can fund this program and other things that we're doing and opening doors. So it's important for not just the participants, but their families in this community and other communities as we build other programs in other countries and other states. So that's really where it came about and why we're part of it.
That's amazing. I love that you are building something you are passionate about and you're attracting people who wants to help you realize your vision, right? We were talking about how it's beautiful to have knowledge, but without action, it's not doing nothing,
Yeah.
right? A lot of us have a vision. A lot of us are visionary, but if we don't have friends who can make it into action, it's kind of difficult to build that community and support. And I want to highlight Jeffrey here. He says, I require patience, encouragement, and emotional support in general from a community, right?
Yeah.
I love to highlight that, but here's what I'm going to also add to that. We tend to judge people based on what we see in social media and not really the person of who we are and what we are, right? Encouragement comes from positive, right? Positive reinforcement, positive environment. But the emotional support I want to actually highlight. I'm so glad you said that, because a lot of people, especially men, they don't say that. They're a man, they're masculine. I don't need emotional support. I need financial support and whatever else. Thank you, Jeffrey, for saying that, because now I know that you are connected to your true self. If you are human and you're not a robot, pinch yourself. You're not robot, right? You're not bleeding. You're bleeding red, not green. You have emotions, and I'm so glad that our community supports you in that way. Now, tell me a little bit more about what are you doing right now, today, between now and activities coming up in March, that we can help you materialize not only your vision but also your mission in a daily basis.
Sure. Well, there are opportunities to volunteer. There's opportunities like what you're doing here to get us in front of so many people. There are opportunities to give your financial gifts if you have the availability to do that. And 100% of what you donate goes directly to the programs. The board of directors and myself pay for all the administrative costs so that we can do that. And then there's really word of mouth. It's the greatest. It is the most underutilized tool, and it is the greatest thing that you could possibly do. You say, Jason, I don't have time. I work 2 jobs to take care of my family. I don't have the resources financially to give to you. But you know what? I have these followings on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on wherever. I'm gonna take your stuff and I'm gonna share it with other people. I'm gonna let them know. I can't tell you. I can't even stress to you how invaluable that is. And people think, well, I'm just one person. What can I do? One person can move mountains. And you never know who you might have in your network, who you might have following you, that this program and the things that we're doing resonates with them, and it starts this chain. So please don't think because you can't give of your time or you can't give of your financial gifts that you are not powerful. You are extremely powerful. And that word of mouth and the sharing of what we do is incredible. So please do.
How can someone sign up to be an ambassador or a partner with you to build that community?
Well, there's a couple of things. We have 4 different partnerships that we have, and you can reach out to me via email through our social media channels. There's all the different contacts for us, especially I'm really more so on LinkedIn than anything else and YouTube. But you can reach out there and we can discuss those and see what makes sense for you. You can volunteer of your time, say, hey, look, this is what I'm good at. I'm good at graphic design. I'm good at this. I like to do this. I can give you 1 hour per month, whatever it is. Or for this event that's coming up in March, if you want to be an ambassador, you want to create your own team, we have a sponsor that paid, so you can do that for free. It's normally $30 to $45 to sign up for a virtual race, and none of that money goes to the nonprofit. But our sponsor paid so that we can get 70 people to sign up, and you can do that for free. It won't ask your credit card information or anything, and you can be a ambassador to help us raise funds by just sharing your links with other people and letting them know what you're doing. And that's March 24th through the 30th. We also have a text to give number, and that's directly linked to our Transformation Kitchen. So all the funding that someone texts goes directly to our Transformation Kitchen. And you pulled up our website. So yeah, you can see what we're doing. We have, for the 3rd year in a row, our seal, a platinum seal of transparency, which is the highest honor you can get from Candid GuideStar. And, I'm open to answer questions, to get on a call, to explore. And yeah, thank you for asking.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what we're here, is to highlight community members. I do community, I volunteer my time to do community members highlights. And this is what I do. It's like, what's the point of talking about it if we can't support you? And Erica, thank you. I want to highlight what you said. I want like-minded people who are willing to take ownership of my well-being with me. And thank you. I think a lot of us, like, I've seen a lot of TikTok. I've been obsessed with TikTok lately, and just kind of looking at, some of these comments and women, what they say, and the cattiness, oh, you're not belonging in my culture. We need to be more inclusive and care about people, because there's nobody else that will care. And it's about reciprocity and energy. When you're really giving through your heart with good intentions, people see that, right? When you're giving because you want something back right away, people also see that, right? And just because you're also asking for money, you're not begging for money for anything else for yourself, but it is technically for other people, because we are community. We like to complain a lot about, oh, this is happening, this is what's going on. But my question to you is, great, now you acknowledge we have a problem. We have millions of problems, but what are you doing to solve a problem? And Jason, you are doing something in your community. And I love that you inspired people, but also because you are inspired, right, from getting through that. And I love that. Now, walk me through your website. What can somebody do here? So there's a donate button on your right side.
Yep.
And also there's 3 pillars, which is assemble, communicate, and take action. I love taking action. Okay. 1/3 of US earns below living wage. That's true, especially if you live in California. $10 a month enables us to share, to put people first, with 100 leaders each year. So this is a donate button as well. Become a partner, volunteer your time and gifts. Now, what kind of volunteering that you said? You said something about graphics. Any other volunteers that you need for the upcoming event?
You know what? The easiest thing for us to do, we always ask the questions, what do you like to do? What do you like to do? What charges you up? What makes you thrive and gets you up in the morning? And then we will go through and see how we can coordinate that with either what we're doing currently or something that we're going to do in the future.
I like this one. Mentor for Good, Transformation Kitchen. This is what you're talking about, right? The Transformation Kitchen.
Transformation Kitchen.
Where is your event? Is it under there? Is it this one?
Where is what?
Where is your event link? Like, for the upcoming
Our event leak is through LinkedIn. It's not, the calendar is actually attached to the bottom of this. So if you go to the home page, there's the event calendar. You can sign up to be part, to be part of the event calendar and to see our different events that we have coming up. And that's what it takes you from there. But we also have, if you want to be part of the March for Good, that's through our LinkedIn, or you can reach out to me directly.
Okay, so that's how I want to make sure that they are doing that. And I love this. Guys, if you have time, right? It doesn't take so much time. It says what, 2 1-hour meetings per month for 3 times.
Well, this is our Mentor for Good program, where we actually give back to nonprofits that are starting up. When we started as a nonprofit, there were all these people that wanted to give us information after we were already had our 501c, but there weren't people that helped us through the process, which is arduous to get to our 501c3. So we offer as a program of ours to help other nonprofits. We helped 2 nonprofits be formed last year, and they got their 501c3s with our help. And all of the funds that we take from that go to Transformation Kitchen.
Oh, that's amazing. Going back and looping in circle within that. I love it. We might have to talk about that, because Susanna, Don, and I are going to more likely form a nonprofit. And it's going to be for mental wellness, for people who are struggling. She's a veteran, so she's always looking for people to help as well. So thank you for sharing that information. Now, Jason, can you walk me back on the needs of you to support your community and how you're supporting other community? One highlights that you did is to give back to nonprofit or people who want to start a nonprofit and how you can help. Thank you for doing that, because I definitely will sign up for that one soon. I'm trying to a lot of things right now with Level Up. I'm trying to give equity to Level Up, because I can't do it alone. I need to collaborate with everybody in the world to educate them, because I believe education is an equalizer for a lot of countries, right? And so I want to do that on that part, but I also want to have a nonprofit specifically for mental wellness. What are some of the things that we could start with you in terms of helping your community right now with Transformation Kitchen, with anything else that you need?
Well, I want to address, the first thing is I want to say what we do to give back. So I believe in collaboration. Unlike a lot of nonprofits, and this is not knocking any nonprofit, but unlike other nonprofits, we open our doors openly to supporting fellow nonprofits and other communities. We are one of the few nonprofits that you can go from our website and see partner pages. You can see our strategic alliances. So you saw that link down below that had all the different ones, including the Hounds of the Business Community. And there's a link that'll take people to the Hounds LinkedIn page, I believe, so that they can see what the Hounds are doing. And we want to make sure that our strategic alliances and our partners, the people that are pouring in their time and their efforts to help us, that we give back to them. So we do that on our website. We do that by showing up as much as we can to other people's events and supporting them and talking about what they're doing. And that's the way that we can give back to the communities and collaborate. So we have a lot of great people. There's over 80 partners that we have, and it means a world to us. The other thing that we want to do is make sure that people understand that it's not just chasing forehand. It's a group of people. We have advisory boards, we have committees, we have people that are working behind the scenes with our board, et cetera, to make all of this happen. And that's the great thing, is that finding out what people want to do and putting them in a place where they can do that and they can help. That's fantastic. To me, that's what it's really all about. So we're really thrilled to be able to do that and to give back. What people can do, again, it is entirely up to them, whether it's talking about what we do, sharing what we do, having us on a podcast or a TV show or in their magazine or in their LinkedIn lives or whatever form that they want to do from social, talking about what we're doing and sharing it with their networks, giving of their financial gifts, being involved with our fundraising events as a volunteer or volunteering their time in future events. Whatever that looks like for them, each person has to decide, hey, this resonates with me. I feel good about what you're doing. I like what you're doing and I want to help. Here's what I'm willing to do. And we'll meet you there and listen and open our arms to you. So that's the best we can do, is just be open.
Yeah, and womb. I teach that class. Womb. What is that? It's not womb. It's word of mouth, guys. Word of mouth. Okay.
Word of mouth.
Actually, word of mouth is faster than social media in terms of credibility, because you believe your friends and some random whatever's out there, right? Who's saying that. The reason that you believe your friends is because you can turn to your friends and you're like, that recommendation you give sucks. I don't know what you're thinking, right? Like you feel that pressure. And so you're like, okay, you got to be careful who you actually refer, because they can come back to you. So word of mouth, actually, we tend to believe more. Also that peer pressure that you want to give back to your friend because your friend is always giving back to you. And that's what I do. And that's the reason why I do special things for special people for me, because I want to give back to my community. And I have the heart. I don't have the money or the financial means to give you thousands or hundreds of dollars, but I can give time that is more valuable because I can't rewind time. But I'm going to give you time no matter how busy a person is. It's because we have the platform to provide that information. Now, Chasen, I want to ask you this question. What strategies can be implemented to cultivate an environment or mindset conducive to community support? Because you mentioned, we're more of a nonprofit that actually collaborates with so many more people. How did you decide to do that rather than like, oh, I don't want to talk about other nonprofits or I don't want to talk about other organizations?
I think from the very beginning, I have felt, even before the pandemic and all the We Rise Together and the hashtags of stuff that, where people were talking about that, especially in my area. I know they were doing it all across the United States, but I've always felt that we are better together and that more heads are better than one. So I think that we started the entire nonprofit with the understanding that we were going to collaborate, that we were going to open our doors, we were going to listen, and that we were going to be the kind of nonprofit that gives information freely and opens our door freely to take in information and give it out to the public. So we wanted to be that advocacy group that teaches leaders and empowers them to put their people first. You can't do that without having a community, without having those resources, without sharing with other people. So we were very intentional from the very beginning. And I think, to answer your question directly, if you're thinking about your next business or just starting a community or being a nonprofit, I think the first thing that you have to ask yourself is, what do I want to accomplish? And what is the end goal behind this? And work backwards to, how do I create that? And listening and taking in other ideas and being respectful and non-judgmental of where people are coming from, I think is a great start.
That's good. That's good strategies right there, because a lot of people get excited and sometimes you also want people like, hey, I want to do what Chasen is doing, or I've heard, I want to do what Dr. Leland is doing. It's good to be inspired from what other people are doing, but try to strive on focusing what your mad skills, right, and your zone of geniuses are, to bring about the best in you. Because having organizations, nonprofits, for-profits, gigapreneur, entrepreneur, solopreneur, whatever preneur you're at, it's not easy. And that's why I want to talk about community a lot. It's because community helps us figure things out, pivot and change. And I'm so glad that you said listening, because we need feedback from people to make sure that what we're doing is actually going for them, right? And so I want to highlight. Oh, I'm glad that you gave me the HR March information here, because we need that. So guys, this one I'm going to
I'm going to
share.
give you the free code too, so people can go ahead and do it.
Ooh, okay, let me actually do that and talk about that March a little bit more. Talk about what is happening in that, how they can sign up.
Sure. It's a virtual race, so it's going to look like you're running through Manhattan, but you whether you bike, hike, walk, run, whether you wheel. My friends that are in wheelchairs, my wife who goes with a cane is going to be doing some wheeling on her own. And it doesn't matter what the activity it is. It doesn't matter how many days you participate. It doesn't matter whether you do it daily, you do it weekly. During this event, March 24th through the 30th, so 7 a.m. on the 24th to 7 p.m. on the 30th, you can click on this link that Dr. Leland is going to put up, and you will be able, she pulled it up in the what it looks like so you can see it. You can click on that link to sign up, create your own team, and put in this code that I've given her, and you will be able to do it for free. It won't ask for your credit card information. You do a small profile, and then you can go ahead and start sharing your link with other people so that they can either sign up with you as a team member, or they can support you, and by supporting you in your racing, they end up being someone who's supporting Transformation Kitchen. And like I said, our 844 number, which I'll put that in the chat as well, this is already directly linked to our Transformation Kitchen. You just text the word GIVE, G-I-V-E, to this number that I just gave to Dr. Leland, and you can set up either a one-time or a recurring donation as well. So there's many ways to get involved. Some people, there's a Hounds D Grant set up a Hounds team. So you might want to join his team. He can give you the link for his team, and you could join his team if you are one of the Hounds and want to do that, or you can create your own team.
Awesome. So right now I have it down below as a ticker, but I also have the link itself that I posted on our YouTube channel that you can click. I gave you guys the code as well because we're going to share it. And maybe I'll do my Level Up team to also sign up. Why not?
Yay!
Right? And Dr. New actually is part of Level Up team. So
there we go.
Right? I mean, why not? It is amazing. So I also give you guys the code. That is where the code is, but I also want to give you this code, right? There's a lot of codes out here that Jason is giving us, but the website registration is right there, but also it's on the YouTube link, and Jason also will be able to be available for you as well. So once you've registered, follow the instructions. You get an email. You can choose your location to sign up. Well, you'll show your login activity. Now, Jason, is this visible where people can actually see where you're at?
Yeah, if you scroll down a little bit, down, see that map? So yeah, this is the first map that you just go up a little bit more. That's the route that will actually be. So it'll show you as virtually running that route. This is the banner that you get. That right there, that map shows where people are signing up from. And so people will be signing up from all around the world. Isabel Poland's in the UK. We've got people in Australia. We've got people in the United States, all over. So we're, wherever you are, it does not matter. You can sign up, you can put your information in, and we're going to have some prizes for people. Not like, hey, not necessarily like all like distance. Some of it's going to be how many people you brought in, how well you participated every single day, So we've got different types of prizes for people for just showing up and being part of what's going on.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that information.
Thank
Yeah,
you for putting it out there. I appreciate it.
we're going to sign up for sure for Level Up. And then even thinking about when you were talking about giving back to the community, I've always wanted to give back to stay-at-home moms. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 10 years before, I was getting all my degrees while I was staying at home with my kid, while I was running my own business at the same time.
Oh my
I have
goodness.
ADHD, guys. I have ADHD.
Yeah,
Think
yeah.
about that, okay? So I can't help myself. And when I was doing that, now I see that it's even harder for stay-at-home moms to get back to work today. So they end up with getting some jobs here and there. And I had a doctorate degree then, and I couldn't even get a job. That's how hard it
Wow.
was for me, right? And so I know how that feels, but I also know that from my experiences, I can help you. I know more people now in the HR,
Yeah.
so I can help you. And we collaborate because we want the best for you. And we don't, people are like, well, what's in it for me? And, what are you getting? We're not getting nothing. We're getting points from someone up there, right? For being kind. That's all. That's all we need. We don't need any accolades or anything. It's just, it feels good to help other people, right? Now,
Agreed.
Chase, this is always my last question for today. If this is your last day today on this earth, what would be your parting message to your current and future families in terms of living life, legacy, and impact?
The thing that I use for myself and that I would want to share with anyone, including my family, is live every single day with purpose and intentionality that you are going to leave a legacy of positive change in this world. And whatever that looks like for you is, I respect those differences. For me, that means that I want to be in a place where one day HR for You is known for all the work that it's done and it's doing, and that I'm a footnote of that. That will let me know that it's moved way beyond this scarred up old hockey dude, and it's moving in the right direction to help more and more and more people. So leave a legacy of actionable change and be intentional each day with everything you do, because today may be your last day.
That's right. Nothing is given for free. We all have to work for it, but it doesn't have to be alone. You don't have to be alone doing it, right?
No.
We are here. And I love that you're leaving a legacy with intentions, because some of us are, I was talking to my girlfriend, we're literally walking dead. Some of us are just alive inside because you have a dead end job, you have a dead end friendship, you have a dead end partner. It doesn't have to be. We have built
Doesn't
a
have to be.
community for you, by you, because we can't make it without you. So
Yeah.
come join us, come join the party for Chasen and what he's doing for his community. Thank you so much for your time today. I totally
Thank you.
appreciate you. And we love you, Chasen. So hopefully,
Thank you
guys,
so much.
Jason and his board are coming Tuesday again next week. Okay, so please tune in and we will see you then. Jason, wait for me for a minute and I'll be right there. Guys, that was so amazing, right? It was an amazing conversation. Amazing brother from another mother, and here's what he's doing for his community. I have softy heart when it comes to community building and community support. So thank you guys so much for being here today. I will see you tomorrow and Thursday. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching another episode of Level Up Academy today, brought to you by your none other host, Dr. Leland. Please do not forget to hit subscribe or push that notification bell so anything that we have an activity on at Level Up Academy, you will be the first one to know. If you would like to be a guest in our podcast, both on the MP3, audio only, and also here on live in our YouTube channel, please let me know. DM me. Let's connect. Have a fantabulous day.